So everybody is an influencer. Which one are you? I'm a data scientist, and my thesis dealt with classifying online persuasion. So persuasion is a subtopic of influence. And when we're talking about influence, we're talking about the who, the where, and the how. In this lecture, we're going to focus on the who influence us. And well, when we're talking about influencers, there are actually a few methods to measure. We want to measure the participation, we want to measure the visibility, and we want to see the position on a topic, and the position on a social network. So let's get a little bit technical. When we're talking about participation or activities, we're actually talking about the amount of tweets and retweets and mentioning other users and so on, and the likes, and it depends on the type of social platform. When we're talking about visibility, we're talking about the amount of retweets, likes, and mentioning that the user gets from other users. When we're talking about identifying types of influencers, we will use social network analysis or graph theory. And if we translate that to Python, a great package to do so is NumFOCUS. So when we're talking about a social network or graph, we're actually talking about people and followers or friendships and so on. And a social network can be either directed or undirected. So this is a directed graph of a social network that doesn't wait. I mean, each one of the arches between two nodes, each one of those are a node, doesn't wait. They are the same. A follow B, B follow A, C follow B, and so on. And this is an undirected graph, which means it is a little bit like friends in Facebook, other than in contrast to followers in Instagram or Twitter. A network can be valued and weighted, or it can be unweighted, and each one of the arches weights the same. When we're talking about degrees and centrality degrees, we want to see the number of arches that come out of a node. And when we are measuring participation, we are measuring the out degree. And when we are measuring visibility, we're measuring the in degree of a specific node, of a specific user. Out degree is how many tweets a user have, and visibility and in degree is how many mentions a user gets. So this was visibility and participation. But what about the clear position on a topic? This graph is from a great article, a paper that is written down here, that measure activity pro and against the Prime Minister in Brazil in the 3 days around the election. So this is pro and against, and what the clear position on a topic. Usually when we have controversies online, they are much more engaging. We like to fight, we like to argue. This is what makes controversy topics much more engaging. So when we're actually talking about this position on a topic, we're searching for the modularity of it, to see the communities. So the community can actually change. We can see the modularity through 3 days around the election, that it doesn't look the same. So the amount of the way that, I mean, people can change their views, but as long as they have a specific position on a topic, this can be used to identify them as a specific type of an influencer. And what I actually talked about in that paper is that whether or not you have a political position matters. If you have a clear position, then and you have an high degree, you're an opinion leader. If you have an high out degree, you're an activist. If you don't have a clear position, you might be an influential, informational influencer like news outlet, and you can also be a journalist or a bot. So this was a position on a topic, but then we have a position on a network. We're talking about between centrality. We're talking about the link between two groups of information. The information hub, the one that is accountable for the diffusion of information from one side to another. So this is another article that what I talked about is, again, you have the influencers with the high in degree. We have the influencers with the high out degree, but you also have the information brokers that have a high betweenness. So which one are you? Do you have a high in degree, high visibility? Are you an information source? Do you have a clear position? Are you an opinion leader? Do you not have a clear position? Maybe you're just maybe it's just some kind of a news outlet. Do you have an high out degree, high participation? Are you a discriminator? If you have a clear position, you're an activist. If you don't, maybe it's a bot. If you have a high betweenness, you're a broker of information. You're the main hub where information go from one side to another. And why does it even matter? As you can see in the picture, each one of us have the information of any kind of piece of information in their fingertips. Even children and other people that cannot quite filter whether or not it's appropriate for them to consume that piece of information or not. So maybe we need to take that with a little bit with a pinch of salt. Thank you.